From the News 19 Weather Center, Chief Meteorologist Efren Afante with the update on our weather impact alert that's going to be for Wednesday. We've got a little bit closer of a time frame now. We're looking at from the western to the eastern Midlands, sometime between 5 o'clock tomorrow morning to 1 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. Now we are looking at the possibility of wind gusts in excess of 60 to 75 miles an hour should the storms become severe. And there is that possibility, of course, that power outages could occur from that. So before you go to bed later on tonight, make sure you have your mobile devices charged. And if the power does go out, you can watch us on the News 19 app as well as on WLTX Plus streaming services that you would be able to get on your phone as well as on our website. Now, what we've been watching as we've gone through the late afternoon and early evening, a colossal amount of storms. And notice one big line that goes from western Tennessee, becomes really strong and very pronounced line of severe weather right through central and east central portions of Mississippi, from the Tennessee state line all the way down to the crossroads and going into the Louisiana Bayou. And these storms even extend into the Gulf. Tornado watches were already in effect for these areas by Tuesday afternoon, and by Tuesday afternoon and early Tuesday evening, there were several already severe thunderstorm and tornado warnings. This is the area that has been upgraded since 2 days ago of an enhanced level of severe weather. What we're expecting, though, is that by midnight, the line advances just to the east of Nashville, between Nashville and Knoxville, and then extends all the way through northwest Georgia into southwest Alabama, and then into the western portions of the Florida Panhandle. From midnight, it will advance rather quickly into the areas of the upstate by roughly 3 to 4 o'clock. And that's where we're going to be watching it, because the Storm Prediction Center for overnight tonight through 8 a.m. Wednesday morning has our criteria for a marginal risk for severe storms in just the far western portions of the upstate. So there could be a possibility through early tomorrow morning that they could have some strong storms. But the criteria is from 8 a.m. one day to 8 a.m. the next day. Now let's go to 8 a.m. Wednesday morning throughout the day tomorrow. The marginal risk covers a good portion of of Newberry and Saluda counties and just the western corner of Fairfield County. A good portion of the central Midlands from the PD all the way down to the low country are under a slight risk. This is where we have the potential of strong to severe storms, in which the severe storms could have 60-mile-an-hour wind gusts. And then east of that, the eastern Midlands into the eastern PD, the Grand Strand, the eastern Low Country, and especially a good portion of far eastern North Carolina are under an enhanced risk. This is where we can see the potential of 60 to 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts, as well as the possibility of the severe weather up to maybe tornado warnings. The potential, though, for tornado warnings, not so much actual tornadoes, but the tornado warnings is a little bit elevated, but it's a 1 out of maybe 3 chance, and that's going to be primarily in the yellow, but definitely in the brown shaded areas. The 60-mile-an-hour wind gust pretty much covers all of the Palmetto State and all of the Midlands. The significant wind gusts, so these are going to be severe thunderstorms capable of producing 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts, is going to be in the brown shaded area. So we are still talking about the potential for those 75-mile-an-hour wind gusts in areas primarily in Lee, Sumter, eastern Calhoun, Clarendon, and eastern Orangeburg counties. And the timing is not expected to see any hail at all, but it is no doubt going to be windy. Here's 3 o'clock in the morning now in the upstate. As we progress towards 4 or 5 o'clock, it is now advancing quickly. By 6 to 7 o'clock, it is now raining in the northwestern half of the Midlands, but storms in areas of Fairfield, Newberry, Saluda, Aiken counties, as well as in Edgefield. From 7 to 9, it now advances. Now we're talking about areas along I-77 all the way to pretty much the western edge or the western half of Orangeburg County. This will include the western half of Calhoun, Lexington, Richland, Fairfield, western portions of Kershaw, and maybe even Sumter County. That's 9 o'clock. By 11 o'clock, it's now advancing even more quickly, and now it's along I-95. Most of the activity has already ended in the western half of the Midlands, but now the eastern third of the Midlands, between 10, 11 o'clock, we still have those robust storms. The good news is that by noon to 1 o'clock, it's finally done, mostly in the Midlands. It's just going to be in the Grand Strand, and by 2, 3 o'clock, that's it. It's completely done. So it's a short time frame as far as the storms. The wind, though, that's a whole different ball of wax. In the morning, advancing out of the south, gusting up to 30 to 35 miles an hour. As the storms approach, we go from 30 to 35 to 40, possibly even 45 mile an hour wind gusts before the storms get through. And then as the storms advance, the back end, we're now looking at winds gusting potentially 30 to 35, and they will keep on being like that as we go well into Wednesday afternoon. So the winds are not going to die down even after all this moves out. That's why we still have a weather impact alert for the fire danger. The time frame is beginning tonight all the way through Wednesday night. Again, those 45 mile an hour wind gusts, with everything as dry as it is and not that much rain involved in these storms, we have to monitor the conditions very carefully, especially when notifications go out of possible timber, grass, or forest fires, and that information you can get on our News 19 app. But the burn ban will still continue. South Carolina Forestry Commission continues the burn ban for all of South Carolina until further notice. Bottom line is that we've got the fire danger that starts right now all the way through tomorrow night, but we'll also have the possibility of the strong to severe storms from 5 a.m. to 1 p.m. with the possibility of power outages due to wind gusts that could be strong to severe of 60 to 75 miles an hour. So make sure you have all of your devices charged before going to bed. We'll continue updating the information as needed all throughout Tuesday night and throughout the day on Wednesday. From the News 19 Weather Center, I'm Chief Meteorologist Efren Afante.